Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. We are looking today at the SOG Flash 2. I'm going to give you some basic specs and we'll go ahead and jump on into it. You got an overall length here of 8 inches with a 3.5 inch blade that is 0.125 inches thick, made out of AUS-8 steel, Rockwell hardness 57 to 58. You got a handle length of 4.5 inches. And you got a weight of 3.1 ounces. Those are the basic specs for you. Let's go ahead and jump on into this. I got a limited edition bright blue SOG Flash here for us to check out today. Let's go ahead and jump straight to the blade. There are multiple different designs and shapes and serrations and planes and tantos that you can get with the Flash 2. The Flash 2 definitely has a lot to offer in the different types of styles that you can get with this particular model. This is the drop point serrated version, satin blade. 3.5 inches, great because it's legal in every state that I know of. Great for tactical as well as utility use, so this is a great tactical length. And I love drop point designs, and this is just a great looking design blade. Full flat grind, I love full flat grind. These serrations are nice, not too aggressive, so they're pretty easy to resharpen, but cut really well. I prefer plain edge, but this one just happened to be serrations, and I like the blue, so I wanted to pick it up for us to check out. And just a great slicer, wicked sharp out of the box like you would expect from SOG. AUS-8 steel, made in Taiwan, assembled in the USA. AUS-8 steel is a great budget stainless steel. You know, that Rockwell hardness of 57 to 58 is great for all your utility tasks because it holds a good edge, but when it comes around time to resharpen it, you're not going to have to spend all day trying to resharpen it. So overall, the blade design is awesome, particularly with this drop point, and you can get this, like I said, in a tanto. You can get a blacked out blade, plain edge, serrated tanto, or plain edge tanto. So the blade itself, awesome. Let's go ahead and go on to deployment. You have 2 thumb studs, no finger flipper or anything like that. 2 thumb studs that are nice, pronounced, large, away from the handle, so they're very easy to grab regardless if you're doing this on a lefty or a righty. So this is totally ambidextrous thumb studs and deployment. Easily pushes out. You have to move the blade. Let's see how far. Boom, about that far before the open assist spring pops in. And boom, with just a little bit of a thumb flick, boom, it's going to open every time like that. Really nice, easy, regardless if you're a left-handed or a right-hander. I mean, it's just awesome. So the deployment, the open assist is about as fast as any Kershaw speed safe system. You know, just average. You know, it's not gonna, you know, it's not wicked fast, but it's definitely not slow. You can see it kind of jerks my hand a little bit when it whips out. So it whips out with authority every time. So the deployment is awesome. Nothing to complain about there. Great for all the users out there. Let's go ahead and go on to the lockup. You got this kind of rolling lock design here with a backup safety. When it's red, you're dead. In other words, it'll open up every time when it's red, and you can lock it down into place when it's closed, and it will not deploy. So it's in red right now. Move the thumb, boom, it's going to open up. You can knock this down, boom, put that in there in the lock position. Now it will not open. It's locked into place. So it's a safety. I don't think you need it. I don't think this is ever going to accidentally deploy in your pocket. And for those of you who maybe don't like that feature, you can open it up, put just a little drop of super glue in there, boom, it'll lock it into place. It'll open every time. You don't have to worry about accidentally having that locked, and you really need to whip it out fast. So though that's just a kind of the safety feature. The rolling lock, it's interesting, different, reminds me a little bit of the Benchmade Axis lock, very similar, you can see here. But the Benchmade, obviously, you can do one-handed, whip it closed. You cannot do that with the SOG. You have to basically hold this back and try and close it. It's very difficult to try and do one-handed. You can do it like you can see me doing, but it's very difficult. It's much easier to do two-handed, you know, where you just, boom, close it like that. So that's the locking mechanism. Lock up. This is actually better than some I've seen. SOG has a tendency to have pretty loose blade play left and right, and there's a little bit up and down. So there's blade play left and right, up and down. That's just the way all the SOGs are. I've never heard of them collapsing on anybody, you know, or the lock failing. You're just going to get a little bit more blade play than I prefer in your SOG Flash 2. There's a little bit of side to side, a little bit up and down. You can feel it in there. You can tighten that up a little bit more if you want to with that star hex in there. But Overall, not a bad lockup, just a little bit more play than I would prefer, but you're going to get that with the SOG Flash 1, Flash 2, mini Aegis, full-size Aegis, the Trident, all those open assisted by SOGs are going to have some of that blade play. So that's all of that. Let's go ahead and go on to the handle. So far, I'm really impressed. Now is where we get into the nitty-gritty. Now is where I'm starting to get a little nervous. I don't really care for this blade. Yep. I'm going to say it here on Gideon's Tactical. I do not care for the handle design of the Flash 2. And I'm going to tell you why. You can see it's nice and large, 4.5 inches. You know, it's big. I wear large size gloves. And you can see I got tons of room to spare there. You know, I can back up here if I had to. You got a really nice, kind of thumb ramp here with a little bit of traction, very small amount. But where it comes into play and where it becomes a problem are these two finger choils right here, finger grooves. They have jimping on there, which is nice. And again, like I said, the traction up here. But when I hold the knife like this, how it's designed to be held for most, slashing, stabbing, my index finger works great and it's all happy to be there. My thumb's really nice and comfortable. But my middle finger is not really getting into that secondary groove right here like it should. It's really wanting to ride over here. And it's not very comfortable. I basically have to choke up like this on the knife, where you can see I'm holding it really up close, and then my thumb isn't going to be back here on this thumb ramp. It's actually up on the blade. Now it's comfortable. So if I'm choking up and doing this type of stuff, it's comfortable. But for your average use, just cutting open in a box, stabbing, slashing, this is not comfortable for me. My middle finger does not feel comfortable, and I really wish that they had just filled out this finger choil a little bit more so that it would fit my hand better. It does not fit my hand well. I don't like how the handle feels in my hand right there with my middle finger. But other than that, it's a glass reinforced nylon, all hollowed out. So it's only 3.1 ounces, which is super lightweight for a 3.5 inch, folding knife with an assist. Super lightweight. SOG does a great job with lightweight, and the handle, does that for you. It is somewhat thick. It's about as thick as a full-size Griptilian here. So it's definitely on a larger side. You're definitely going to take up some real estate in your pocket, at that 4.5 inches with the handle. But, in good traction, nothing to complain about there. The little thumb ramp, a little bit of jimping, all those different things work great. So regardless if you're holding it, in a reverse grip or in a, handle like this, it's going to feel fine. It's just for me personally with my large size gloves, it does not, these two grooves right here do not fit my hand very well. Let's go ahead and finally go on to the pocket clip. This is left or right, so totally ambidextrous. You just unscrew these two screws right here and you can flip it over. Very deep carry. I love that. Great deep carry pocket clip. Pretty strong, and you can bend that back into place if you had to. Very small lanyard hole. You're not going to get normal paracord through that. You're going to have to gut it out or something. That's a very small lanyard. But the pocket clip is great. Nothing to complain about there. Going to treat you well, and it is totally ambidextrous. So that is the SOG Flash 2. I'm going to tell you guys, I wouldn't own it. Nope. Sorry, I would not carry that as my EDC, tactical, survival, camping, hiking, backpacking. I'm not going to carry this blade because that handle is just uncomfortable. I've tried to like it. I know most other guys, most of the reviews are going to tell you, yeah, it's an awesome blade, and it is overall a great blade, but this handle design just does not suit my large size hands well, and there are tons of other knives on the market for the same or even less that are going to fit my hand better and give me about the same quality. So I would recommend looking at maybe the SOG Aegis full size. It's the same size blade, just a little bit different design, and that handle feels way better in my hands, just fits a lot better. The SOG Aegis is a lot better than the SOG Flash 2 in my opinion. So kind of a thumbs down here for Gideon's Tactical. So hopefully this has helped you out. I'm sure if if you're like me and you have large size gloves, it may kind of be a cumbrance. You may not like the handle. For a lot of people, I know they love the SOG Flash 2. So it's kind of up to you. Hopefully this helps you out though a little bit. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.